Good morning, Mounia ma'am, to the chat session of Eurasia Research. I hope you are doing good today.
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you.
Thank you. So, we are really grateful that you have agreed to join this chat session for us. And now we will be starting with the questions. So, before starting with the questions, I would like to inform you that that I would like to introduce you to the viewers of this chat session today. We have with us Mounia ma'am, who is who is from the National School of Applied Science, Hassan University. And in the previous conference, you have presented the use of top-down and bottom-up listening strategies to improve Moroccan University students' listening comprehension and language skills. So now I would like to ask some questions that you have presented the topic, the use of top bottom and bottom up listening strategies to improve Moroccan University students' listening comprehension and language skills. So, could you please explain your research in a nutshell?
Yeah, so my research is about the role of top down and bottom up listening strategies in improving Moroccan University students' listening comprehension and language skills. So, two groups of students, a control and an experimental, belonging to the same year and field, took part in the study. Both groups were exposed to a pre listening and a post listening test. Students in the experimental group, however, were explicitly exposed to listening strategies for all stages of the listening tasks. The study adopted a combination of both a qualitative and a quantitative approach using t-test. So related to the findings of the study, so preliminary findings reveal that the use of listening strategies has significantly proved effective in helping students in the experimental group to develop their listening comprehension, especially for specific information and language production, which was more meaningful and effective than that of the control group. So that's in a nutshell, yeah.
Thank you so much for explaining your research in such a detailed way. And I would like to ask that what were the challenges that you faced in your research journey?
Yeah, obviously, I have encountered a number of challenges in my research journey, especially related to research methodology, as all researchers know. For instance, in qualitative research, when you have a purposive sampling, it takes time to find participants participants that satisfy the criteria of your research, and you may have a limited number of participants who may not be available all the time or whenever you need them. So you are likely to lose some of your participants, which may affect the data and eventually the results of your study. For quantitative research, even if you may have choose your participants randomly and you collect your data smoothly, you need to master the research instruments to use for the analysis of your data.
Okay. So, thank you so much for sharing all these challenges that you have faced. I hope people will learn from them and from your research title as well. After that, we have listened to all the details of your research and the challenges that you have faced. We would also like to know that motivation that kept you going in the process of your research.
Well, as a university teacher of English as a foreign language, my motivation behind any research in the field of education is to try and sort out learning and teaching related issues on a regular basis. Of course, to make my teaching and students' learning enjoyable and effective through doing lots of readings on those issues, attending conferences and workshops, and participating actively, of course, in the conferences and workshops to exchange practical ideas and implement them in the real classroom context. Well, for this study in particular, On many occasions, I have observed that students were struggling to understand spoken English because, although they spend time listening to the teacher, their fellow students, and recordings, they are rarely exposed to listening strategies which can help them become more effective and efficient listeners. So, my motivation behind the study was to find out how much progress students could make in their listening comprehension and language skills after implementing the top down and bottom up listening strategies.
Okay. So thank you so much again for sharing everything in detail, the challenges and the motivation that kept you going. We would also like to know that what advice you would like to give to the young researchers who are just starting out in this research world and based on your realistic experiences and insights.
Well, I will tell them, first of all, choose the topic of research very carefully, which is, in my opinion, the first key to success in your research journey. It should be interesting to you as you will be spending a long time on the research. Okay? So the next step is to find a theoretical framework that can support the topic of research and make your ideas and findings have a sense from a scientific research perspective. Attending supervisors' meetings can be very helpful for you to choose the right research methodology, which is another important area that is worth exploring. In other words, after having chosen the topic, you need to choose the right methodology that can help you carry out your research in a smooth and organized way. Well, I believe wholeheartedly that the right research methodology can help you to move forward in your research. So you need to be clear whether you would like to adopt a qualitative approach. So you may need to have like focus groups or conduct interviews. If your research is quantitative, you may need to use questionnaires, surveys, or tests, and be clear about the research instrument that you will be using to analyze your data. You can also choose to adopt a mixed method, making use of both qualitative and quantitative research instruments to make up for the limitations of each approach. And last but not least, conduct a pilot study and ask for feedback from other researchers and your supervisors before you embark on the study.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm very sure that all the young researchers will be inspired with these tips and they will use these tips and advices in their researches. I would like to know that what was your feedback about the conference that you attended with us?
Yeah, well, the conference was enriching, was fruitful, and insightful. The coordinators of the conference were very helpful, and also, I mean, it was an opportunity for researchers to discuss and exchange ideas, experiences, and practices in the field of education, learning, and teaching. So, I mean, all the participants were willing to explain concepts and application of research tools in their study, which, of course, I mean, inspired us for future research.
Okay, thank you so much. We are really happy that you had a positive experience with us, and we really hope to see you in our future conferences. Thank you so much again for sharing your experience, for sharing your insights and tips and advices. And we are so grateful to have you here. And it is great to see you. We will see you in our future conferences. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. Thank you.